Baby beard!
Alright, I'm a delivery boy!
Who is Hermes planning on killing?
I think we should let the orphans run free.
You've redeemed Farnsworth.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't.
He's just an old guy.
Can we talk about evil Lincoln?
Oh, of course.
Oh, this art needs to be sent. That's not the voice at all.
That's lobster-tainment. Let's make it the Christmas. Let me ask you this. He was just about to agree with you.
Shut up and take my podcast.
What? No, that's... What was on your voice? It was like... No,
Yeah.
no, that wasn't it.
It's vocal fry with inhalation.
Because what do you call tooth and throat singing? Have you heard of tooth and throat singing?
Tibetan monk throat singing.
Yeah, where it's like they've got the bass, but also the higher register in the one voice.
Yeah. I was literally talking about this last night, so it's kind of eerie that we come full circle.
Yeah, we had a person in my year at acting school who spent... You could just hear him coming down the halls because he was practicing doing tooth and throat singing for about a month. So you could hear him coming down the halls as silence and then just...
Apparently, if you want to practice that, you have to bleat like a goat very loudly, and it actually gets like the vocal cords to the right place.
Wow. This is not relevant to this episode.
No.
You learn a lot. You learn a lot on Shut Up and Take My Podcast, a Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode in bloody, glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment. And I am joined here today by Lord Phil,
I have a degree in baloney.
by Lawyer Josh.
I have ridden the mighty moonworm.
And Sean.
I can't wait to figure out the number one Futurama episode once and for all.
What?
Once and for all!
He was leading in for the I bid you good day. You just waited for me. I said good day. That is a good Morbo quote as well in there. And Morbo
Are we going to go straight to the Morbo quote? Yeah.
Morbo quote and the propaganda is just so gold in this.
I will say, just as a bit of foreshadowing, my two favourite lines just involve characters yelling something.
Yeah, that's true.
So for this episode, we are on Season 4, Episode 8, Crimes of the Hot. Which is what?
It is what happens when you are a supermodel and you go on a murdering spree. They are the crimes of the hot.
It's actually, I think you'll find Crimes of the Heart, a movie that had Diane Keaton and, looking at my note, Jessica Lange, 1986 film, guys.
The year I was born.
Lange?
What's that?
Which one's Jessica Lange?
The actor.
That helps.
Yeah, she's one of the two on the front cover. They're both smiling.
Excellent. We're getting closer. We're getting even closer.
Not the one that's Diane Keaton.
That's okay. I got Diane Keaton in my mind.
Yeah.
We've gone to
search for Kalang.
Kal-El.
Kalang River.
I know who Kal-El is.
Kal-El.
That well-known film with Diane Keaton and Kal-El.
Kal-El. Oh, I would watch that.
Lange.
It's like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type
Yeah.
thing. Just a little tiny Superman.
Yeah, it'd be better than Justice League. I went there.
Hey, director. Is that-
American Horror Story.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. That's... there's your frame of
Thank you,
reference.
Phil, and Phil's Google.
So the director for this episode was Peter Avancino.
That is a name.
Most recently, well, he came in on episode 2. He did what's the second episode of Futurama called?
Sirius is landed.
Thank you very much.
Whalers on the Moon, we carry a harpoon.
Yeah,
etc. Et
but he was last in Insane in the Mainframe.
Oh, good episode.
One of my favorites.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Has any of you guys seen an animated film called How Murray Saved Christmas?
No.
Absolutely not. I don't stand up for Murray or for any type of Christmas.
No thanks.
It's kind of an adultish Christmas story where basically, for whatever reason, Santa Claus cannot deliver the presents, and the person they find to be best suited to deliver the presents is this truck driver because he's known for being a very quick deliverer. So his name's Murray.
Oh, I was
He
really
saves Christmas.
I was really hoping you'd just say Sal's.
That's pretty much the plot of a Futurama episode.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, it is too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which was also
Tale of
done
Two
by
Santas.
Peter Avancino. I made that up. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Just can't keep saying things like they're true.
Misinformation, yeah.
The writer for this episode is Aaron Ehas.
Want to go for that one more time?
Aaron Ehas.
What does he has?
Well, yeah, what is it? Oh, I was too slow.
Ehaszz.
Has.
Ehas.
I'm sure it's not pronounced how we're thinking.
Yes.
Back from future stock.
Is that Bonitis?
Yeah.
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 I wasn't here for them.
No,
Oh, this is bonitis.
Visual jokes.
the most disturbing visual animation on Futurama I've seen so
And the
far.
sound effects to match
Opposed
it.
to
It's
audio
like, oh.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The audio.
You can draw sound.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're not there yet. You'll get there.
Welcome to the fifth dimension.
Aaron has also made a series called Mission Hill, which went for 2 episodes, then went on hiatus,
Yep.
then came back,
You can't go on hiatus after 2 episodes.
did 4 more episodes, then got cancelled,
Yep.
and then they released the final 13 episodes of a planned more 18 episodes, and then that was it.
Jesus. What was it about?
It was set in like a universe that has predominantly 20-somethings, and they're just living life.
Oh, God. So currently...
What a weak premise.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, so currently the internet from 2018. Then.
Yeah, we're living it. We are living Mission Hill.
It's like a low-key Logan's Run.
I was really
It's
hoping...
just there are more young people. Not that they kill the old people, there's more.
I want a Loki Logan run.
This also makes no sense because the world's population is aging.
Well, no, there's also because the Wikipedia page was like, "Hey, it's in a world set with 20-something-year-olds." But then I looked at the cast, and there's a few characters there's 2 characters that are gay and in their 60s, but they're different characters; they're not together. So I don't quite know what the.
You said it was animated, yeah?
Yeah,
They can voice young people, that's fine.
yeah. But anyway, there's a reason it
Run
got
out
cancelled
and
twice.
go and see Mission Hill. Tell us what it's about.
But before you run out and
we're
go...
not gonna do it.
Before you run out and go that, why doesn't Phil run down the plot?
Air date November 10, 2002, which was the broadcast season 5 premiere. Go. Sorry.
Okay, cool. This is the story of how the Earth is subject to global warming, still, thousands of years in the future, which is normally solved by giant ice cubes, but ice runs out. So they work out that the only way to save the planet is to destroy every single robot simultaneously and permanently.
Kill all robots.
Kill all robots. But instead of doing that, Farnsworth gets them to all vent at the same time, and they move the Earth slightly further away from the sun, thus saving the day.
And the reason to kill the robots, as Farnsworth reveals, is the dark story of him creating the robots.
He created
doing
them, yeah.
Gas emissions.
And like not really side plot, but side plot turtle.
Yeah, Bender's friendship with a turtle, which he sees on
Shelley?
TV.
Was it Shelley?
Shelley.
Shelley the
Yes.
turtle. Good choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do we think?
This is a really good episode.
It's good.
Was,
It's funny,
wasn't it?
yeah. It's a funny
really
episode.
good.
I was really worried it was going to be super kind of on the nose and environmental and kind of hammering that home, but
It kind of points at the futility of our solutions
Yes.
to global problems, which is still an issue.
yeah.
We still can't get our shit together to sort out the Paris Accords or even slow down what we're doing, knowing that the consequences are getting more dire year
Yeah.
after year, which is a very heavy thing for me to say on this comedy podcast.
I
but
remember
it's true.
I was talking with my grandparents and we talked about the subject of global warming, and I was kind of flabbergasted because like, so
Good word.
how does one argue this? And his my grandpa's response was, yes, I just think, but the people that are arguing for global warming, they have a lot to gain financially for arguing that global warming's a thing.
That's
don't
the
they?
weakest
And I
argument.
was like,
I hate
isn't it the other way around? What?
Exactly. I mean, like, as well, it leads into the point, which is, I'm not really sure if it's touched upon in this episode, but you do see it in the suffering, is that global warming's only killing us. The Earth will recover. We will die out. And the Earth will be like, cool.
I don't think it's just that we will die out. We will suffer.
Yes.
People will suffer from climate change.
There's a
quite
lot of
badly.
suffering in this episode as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's, I mean, this is a really good episode, and it's a shame, like, spoilers, it's going up against Jurassic Park, so I think we all know how this is going to end. But allow me to make a case for why this episode deserves a second shot. The propaganda film at the beginning, global warming or
I've
none
never
like it
heard
hot.
you more tickled pink by a minute of Futurama.
That was...
When the greenhouse gases beat up Mr. Sunbeam.
It was so good. Like, even like, I remember watching this the first time I ever watched it, like, years ago, and just with the kid, and it's like, you may be thinking, what happened to your ice cream? It's not foreigners, it's global warming. Global wawa? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Shut
like,
up.
dumbing it down in that animation, like, you could literally show that to, remove the ice cube part, and show that to anyone, and it's like, this is global warming. This is the idea of it. Like, to simplify it. And just giving that anthropomorphic, like the sun, making them friendly, and it's not the sun's fault, it's the greenhouse gases. They're the problem.
The racketeering greenhouse gases.
Like straight out of Greece.
Yeah. But like, I think that portion, this portion of the episode, and subsequently the Morbo quote near, like in the news report later about with his monologue.
Windmills do not work that way.
There we go. We got it out.
Those both are two of the best moments in all of Futurama. I will put my hands down and say, like, if you were to put them, like, they are...
I think that Morbo quote is up there. It's great. It's super great.
That propaganda
I'm not sure about the
film
propaganda
The
film.
propaganda one, mostly because, like, the future idea of solving the problem. It's like, we drop ice into it, and it's like Daddy puts in his drink every morning, and then he gets mad. It's like, oh, casual alcoholism joke. Great.
I love casual alcoholism.
They do love
Not as
their...
a joke, just as a...
Yeah,
I like
it's
casual
yeah.
alcoholism.
We've seen the bottles.
Thank you. Actually, oh my god, yes. Yay. I pointed to my
Malibu.
DVD case. That was gifted to me. Thank you very much.
He's pointing at the Woody.
They do love their retro
Yeah.
Educational
Yeah.
videos. They're like
50s style
50
future.
style,
Sex robots.
Yeah.
And what else has there been?
There's the sex robots. There is one...
In the first global war, not the global, the trash one, the recycling.
Oh,
Yes, yeah.
I think that this is the best.
They even add like film grain on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
And even like the Bender calling focus when he's like putting it in there as well. It's like the scratching.
Thank you for introducing Bender's Functions, which is
Yes.
a bumper round this week.
Functions plural.
Chris, just casually put in you saying the words Bender's Functions and have a sting. Why not?
Yeah. Let's have a jingle for Bender's Functions.
Yes.
Hello world. This is
Bender's Functions.
He's a projector where his arms are the reels,
Mm-hmm.
and then the tape, the reel goes through
his
like
eye? Or
comes through like out his under his eye plates
Yeah.
and like in his face.
Yeah, through his face and then out, and his
And
eyes
it projects out of his eyes.
I just look at it and go, that doesn't work.
It's also like he's a dual projector. Both eyes are projecting
That's
it, so
true, yeah.
this could be viewed in 3D, except for Leela, who can't view in 3D.
James is in here.
Windscreen wipers
Yes.
for his eyes for when he's not crying.
Because he now does cry.
Yeah.
He's evolved from the balloons coming out of his eyes now.
The water also amasses above the eyes. He cries
I
above
was
his
thinking
eyes.
that. Like, how? Because
It was very. I thought he was just sweating or something, but no, he's crying.
Yeah, he's actually crying.
Yeah. Imagine
He
if we
can
cried
retract into his chest.
Yes.
Yes.
He may have
full
done that
turtle.
before.
I think this is the
Completely.
first time he's done full turtle.
Yeah.
Full turtle.
He's gone full turtle.
He's a mailbox
Yes.
with a
And a printer.
complete with flag.
He's a fax machine as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah. a fax
either that
machine.
or it's just he's a matter creator.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him.
And he also has a gigantic butt vent.
Yes. I also want to put a new feature for all robots is that they all have retractable
Well, exhaust vents.
and that's one of the best bits of animation.
Which presumably some of them can move where that goes.
Yes.
He's like, point it up, please.
Yeah, I mean,
My favourite thing about this episode,
Yes.
thank you for segging me into that as well. I'm just going to
fiddling.
keep talking.
I'm on fire.
Is all the robot stuff.
Yes.
With the montages, like there's the cruise ship, which just is basically doing freestyle swimming.
It itself a
Yes,
robot.
Itself a robot. The cannon, which then packs up its stuff after firing the clown robot.
Man, he's got
walks
a
off,
long way to travel.
The civil defense truck robot.
which then turns up to...
Phil, you lost it at that bit.
Yeah, I love it when he comes back to host the conference.
That was so good.
It just makes me laugh.
Also, again, great joke. Fantastic joke in there of just I have a degree in homeopathic medicine. You have a degree in baloney. Just fire
I
hose.
Send
think,
him, yeah.
Phil, you nodded. You're like, yes,
yeah.
that's right.
I love
it
that
is
quote.
baloney.
Well, it is like it still hasn't been pushed, even now. It still hasn't been pushed out of the public consciousness as being like an alternative remedy.
Alternative is not a remedy. Alternative is an alternative to a remedy.
Yeah. There's a comedian who says it. I read the quote recently. I can't remember who the comedian is, where they say there's a name for alternative medicine that has been proven to work. It's called medicine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. I love it when anyone has a dig at pseudoscience because it just angers me personally.
The thing about the robots as well is that apparently every single robot that you can think of that has been on Futurama
Yes.
has at least a cameo with the exception
Yes.
of 3. So there's no Flexo, there's no Robot Elders because they're on a different planet.
Yes.
Fine. And there's no Robot Santa.
Are the Execubots back from 2 episodes ago?
Probably somewhere.
Probably somewhere.
But apparently every has at least in the background somewhere.
Speaking of robots, introducing Hedonism Bot.
One of my favourite robots.
Yeah.
If not my favourite robot in the show.
I saw that and I was like, this is the introduction of Hedonism Bot. And Sean's like, I'm going to go check. And then left.
They used it for they created him for the line, let the games... I'm not going to do his voice because we'll do his voice later.
Yes.
Let the games begin.
Yeah.
They credited him exclusively for that line, and then liked him, and then just backtracked and
his design is fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good.
He's his own chaise lounge. It's so good.
Looking like to double check that, like in this episode, it was the first appearance. He's like in 13 to 14 more episodes after this,
and we're in the as in including the second run.
Yeah.
Oh right, because he's in quite a bit even just for this season 4 alone.
He's great for throwaway gags,
so good,
cutaway gags,
and also
fantastic.
A key plot point of
the final episode. I was about to say,
4,
he commissions Bender, Fry, to create an opera.
Opera.
I can't.
We can't do the voice. We gotta wait for the voice. We gotta wait for the voice.
It's so hard to resist, though.
Here's my favorite bit. Sneaky Farnsworth getting changed into his swimwear. I didn't notice it at first. So he's wearing like a midriff and a budgie smuggler.
Yeah. Oh,
and
his outfit.
He just, like, I noticed him, and then I realized he'd been there for about 20 seconds. And then 15 seconds after that, Phil notices him. He's just a very sneaky...
Yeah.
And in the background also, you've got Hermes
naked.
and Farnsworth naked.
Yeah.
Hermes is wearing underwear.
You
can briefly see the underwear, but Farnsworth is completely naked because Zoidberg is blocking off anything that's below the waist. And they don't draw attention to it. It's just like, that's good background
just a nice
animation.
background
He was
detail.
even in soft focus, thank goodness.
Yeah.
In the background.
He's always in soft focus.
He is a soft.
There's that one in that section as well. Is that wonderful single moment they give to Zoidberg from the whole episode where he solves the riddle and then everyone has already worked it out.
Also, at the beginning, he's steaming in his own shell.
Okay, yeah.
Also, like I love the dehydrated water. Like that is
This makes no sense.
With
I love
dead
it.
leaves?
Yeah, they're dead leaves. And even the moment of Nibbler eating it, like drinking it all, Nibbler's function of the week is that he barfs out chlorine gas after drinking chlorine. And just that moment where Ben is like, oh, rusts up. And this episode...
Timing is perfect.
Yeah.
On that.
The episode begins with a gas cloud that causes damage, and it ends with a gas cloud that
Oh,
causes
Sunrise,
damage.
sunset. Also noticed, can you tell me, in this episode as well as 2 weeks ago, has Amy featured?
Amy,
She hasn't featured for a long time.
2
I
episodes
think.
ago, Amy was jetpacking, moving things around, and
Yeah, she
that
hasn't
was it.
featured. Yeah,
Did she have a line?
No.
Did she have a line this
I
week?
No.
Don't think so.
Wow.
They haven't used her much in
No.
the sort of recent run of episodes.
Oh, well, the first few, and then...
She got a big.
Because she was in Jurassic
in-
Park like for a little bit.
she had a-
sexy leotard.
Yeah.
She had a
that
kind of
little
feature
thing.
episode not too far back.
Yeah.
And she had Kif gets knocked up a notch. Bam.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bam.
That's the first time I've ever done that as well. So
Hey!
Got you into it.
I know.
Enjoy it.
I'm okay with it.
So there's also just at the little thing, the sign that comes up when they're heading to the can't remember where they're heading towards, but there's a sign that says what is it? Pussycat?
Curious Kitten.
Curious Pussycat. Curious
They're heading to the conference in Kyoto.
Kyoto. Which is the original capital of Japan, and Tokyo was the one that came afterwards. Yeah. So
There's more writing on that poster,
Yeah.
and it says, "I love you more than your mother does."
Oh, that's awesome. That is
Thanks,
absolutely...
kitty.
That's absolutely... That makes me think of the South Park Chim Pokemon one. Like the idea of like subliminal advertisement. It's like, must defeat the foreign power. And it's like, the same degree. It's like, I love you more than your mother. It's like, oh, must buy them then.
Must.
It's also worth noting that this episode was nominated for the Environmental Media Awards.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, funnily enough, it has an environmental message.
It really does.
And Al Gore.
And also some pretty significant Harry Potter and Star Wars references
Yes.
as we go on.
How much fun is Al Gore having?
Yeah.
It's great. I love that they give him a giant collar.
Like, also, like, all the jewels
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
little hologram projectors and, like, thrusters. It's
He's
like,
the Emperor of the Moon.
He has, like, the greatest quote to introduce himself as well. It's just, I have ridden the mighty moonworm.
That's a Dune reference.
Yeah, and Fry is just like, good for him.
Yeah, it's got great sci-fi references
Yeah.
this episode.
Hey,
and
Al Gore.
subtle, like
Yeah.
We need you to say the words, what is it? Catch y'all. What's his final line before he
Oh,
got
yeah. Catch, yeah, it's like,
see
something
y'all. It's like really casual. It's great.
Yeah, it was super casual, and then just jetpacks away.
It's like, Al Gore's up for anything.
Yeah, he's
Really
yeah.
is.
Also, like, Mum's a fox. Like seeing
Back
young
in the
mum,
day, yeah, with a tight leotard on.
same clothes,
Leotard.
absolutely same clothes.
Yeah,
just
pretty
like
much, yeah.
she's just younger. It's
And
like,
she doesn't have the giant robotic dress over the top.
No.
Yeah.
and Bender's.
She's just smashing Farnsworth's head
Oh, yeah.
into a table to pressure him.
There was a really good use of memory joke there as well. It's like the memory ray, and it's the fact that Farnsworth isn't just remembering; he's got perfect eidetic memory of that event. So
Yes.
it's like it was June something at 1 p.m. and 14 birds flew by. It's
And
like,
he wasn't looking at the window when the birds went past, so how does he know?
he's got
The camera of his memory was focused on
that
that.
is
narrator.
the most
He's-
powerful device. I thought about it because it has to have the memory, but also expand past that
yeah.
to capture things that even the
Yeah.
Well,
characters.
this is the thing.
Oh.
It might have even been that like he walked out of that office and saw
Saw
14
those-
birds in the distance, and his subconscious calculated how long it would have taken him to fly past that
All
window.
right, I'll pay that.
He can do very quick mental maths
Yeah.
because they go, "Hey, hasn't the Earth moving away from the sun made the year longer?" And he goes, "Yes, exactly a week." Yeah. Like he just does that in his head.
Which apparently some of the fans of the show have figured out that plan, knocking it that far away, probably would actually work.
Oh, that's great.
If we were
yeah.
able to do that, it would actually.
I'm sure it would have no other ramifications.
Well, however, they also
The moon won't come with
hypothesized
us.
that if we did what Wormstrom did, which is blocking out about
Yeah.
40% of the sun rays, would launch the Earth into a catastrophic ice age.
Yeah, 40% is a lot.
I mean, Wernstrom is not the greatest scientific mind, despite the fact that Wernstrom thinks that he is.
Also, he's
a
not
tiny
a very,
rock is all it took to foil his plan,
he's
of
not
which
a good
there are many.
negotiator. Like, all he asked for in return was a body?
He just wants Agnew's body.
Yeah, Agnew's headless body, which I think there's something malicious there. I think that he's going to put his head on that body and be younger.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
but his
know.
face will still be old.
He's a scientist. He can.
Does
plastic surgery.
Agnew's body have some sort of secret power that we're not aware
Yeah,
of?
it talks.
Well, the vocal
Talking
cords,
is
yeah.
a little generous.
It's Frankenstein's monster kind of growling.
yeah.
There's a
That's true. They all are in this episode as a plot device.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And kind of transparently so. They don't need to have their motivations fleshed out that much.
It's also like they almost did a Death Star joke about the fact that it's a laser now, the mirror when it's turned in to destroy the robots. But they don't say that. They then cut to later on Farnsworth saying 1 billion robots' lives are about to die. Oh, the Jedi are going to feel this.
Yes, yeah, that's a great
And
one.
right at the end with the medal procession, they're all lined up the same way that the guards are lined up at the end of A New Hope. And it's
Yeah.
and it's like a nice...
Yes. Yeah.
And you get for the medal ceremony.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like little references. It's not so much like, hey, we're doing Star Wars now.
C-3PO's pretty on the nose.
Oh, that was good though, because they were not mocking old robots at that point.
Yeah.
It was great. And his
I
death,
failed.
His death.
They just squish him.
Oh, I
Oh dear.
cringed.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It was sad. It was
Billy
so
West
tragic.
Billy West doing a C-3PO impersonation as well is pretty good as well.
He did that by talking into a teacup.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
He baned it.
Thanks. This is what we come for. Is those little
Useless
trivia facts.
Useless trivia facts.
Yes.
Fry has a hat.
Yes.
He's a beanie.
He has a beanie.
on a very hot day.
Yes.
Maybe it's a swimming cap because they're about to go swimming.
I don't
No,
know.
because he wasn't in. Was he in his bathers?
No, he was
No, it's just in
completely
casual
dressed.
wear.
It's a very strange thing
Yeah,
to be
it's-
wearing.
I was like,
on
why are you
holiday.
wearing a hat? Is this relevant to the episode?
I
Nope.
really hope they just like let's just put a fry in a beanie and see if anyone notices.
It is a cool thing. Like, I like that idea of if you made an animated show and actually went to the painstaking effort of every episode and every day changing their clothing.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah, make
Yeah.
them a bit more realistic that way.
Yeah.
It's very tough though. Bender wears Speedos and the Crushinator wears a thong.
Yes, she does. She was full bikini.
Yeah.
yeah.
Want to dance? No. You know you want to. Picks him up and just shakes him.
That's really traumatizing. I don't like that bit.
Also, like, going back to like the idea of the animation being really good in this episode as well, just Bender in clogs. Like
I
little
love
wooden
that moment.
shoes. And even like the shot of the turtles, the African turtles going to Holland.
Climbing a hedge.
Yeah,
and
and
flopping
then
over.
rolling over, and Bender just immediately tearing up. And Morbo's got a great line there as well. Just the idea. It's
I like the idea that when he pants, his head inflates. And
yeah.
deflates.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that. Yeah. It's
And Linda, she's a mess.
She's looking a bit haggard.
no one gets away. The only two people in this episode who don't look horrible in the heat wave are Al Gore and Nixon.
I think Fry's okay.
Fry gets a little bit haggard.
Yeah, he does a bit of panting.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes full dog.
I mean, Nixon's constantly cool. He's in water.
That's
but,
true, yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, like, for the heat, he would have boiled something. It would be even hotter at that point.
Oh, I like that. I thought about this. Like, what if because you get your fingers go like wrinkly when you're in water for long. What would happen if your head was submerged just consistently to water?
So it's So the thing with your fingers going wrinkly is not because your skin absorbs moisture, because then your whole body would go wrinkly, and it's not. It's just your finger pads and your toe pads as well. So it's an autonomic sensory response in reaction to your hands touching water, and it's an evolutionary thing so that your grip improves in wet environments.
I was about to say the exact same thing, Phil. We're on the same.
No worries.
I guess I'd be intrigued to know if your whole body was submerged for
it can't be good
days
for your
on it.
skin.
It can't be. Imagine taking Nixon's head out.
I wonder if people who dive all the time for a living, if it has a negative effect on their skin.
If you're a diver and you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Especially in salt water.
Well, here's the thing as well. It's the placement of the head in the jar is more like leaving a corpse in water to submerge. So it's got to be special water that doesn't...
Neutrifies them, right?
Yeah. It's a BAFTA tank.
Maybe it's
from
just
Star
saline
Wars
solution.
Well, it's BAFTA tank water, except you just don't need the breathing apparatus.
What's the one where don't they tap fish food into there or some food into there and it all just mists up?
That was Leonard Nimoy, I think, when they're talking, like it taps into his head jar and he eats it. It's someone. It's someone that's like midway through.
Or Beck or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, someone was doing something thematic.
And they just tip food into.
Oh no, that was 30% Iron Chef when Bender tips the food into
Martha Stewart's.
Martha Stewart's, and it goes and just missed the green completely into it.
There is one thing about this episode that I don't like, and it's returned from That's Lobstertainment. Is cool, we got fake Joan Rivers again for just...
And the gag is that she's Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
She's saying something.
It's like, I don't care.
I just don't care about Joan Rivers in general, and I know she's passed on, but she was a mean woman.
She did some good things and she did some not so good things. Yeah. And the joke of Joan Rivers is not fun. If they got Joan Rivers to play Joan Rivers in that, fine. But the idea of having fake Joan Rivers is not funny.
I like the idea that scientists are superstars.
Yes.
That
in this context
pleases me.
Yeah. Also, dark wizards are invited.
Oh, the dark wizard is so good. Finally, I can open the portal to Kalash.
Yeah.
I like that they go back to him for a second line.
Yeah.
It's like you think it's just going to be a throwaway first line. Like
He's such a good dark wizard as well, with the horns and everything.
He's very D&D like tiefling-esque, horrifying dark wizard.
He's modeled after a wizard that was in Monty Python.
Oh,
he's Tim the Enchanter.
Yeah. There's some who called me Tim. Yeah, but Tim wasn't a dark wizard, so that's why the colours inverted as well, because Tim wore black. I love Monty Python.
Tim's a good wizard.
Fantastic
He is
wizard.
good value.
Just even okay, this is a side note, but the moment when like Arthur's talking to Tim in Holy Grail and Tim turns around and just starts like shooting fire, and it's just like, look, you're very busy. That's great. Like, it's just like, oh god, what the hell are we gonna do? I love that, and that actually makes me think a lot about like the little jokes that happen in this episode, and even the little retconning of the fact that it's Bender's like, I can't get off my back, and it's like, we've seen you do that. It's like I was slightly on my side.
Okay, so for negatives for me, I think the Halley's Comet thing it's not that good. Where they
Where they get
the ice
from,
drill is like a giant
ice dispenser
for soft drinks. It's like it's a little lame.
The
I see what they're going for, but it's dumb.
The only thing, because I had a note here, is I enjoy when they do that thing of mixing old tech with new tech.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a certain level of charm to it. Like, I understand what you mean, but I just go, oh.
It's
like,
just too big of a stretch for me.
Cyclical.
Yeah.
It's
and I like silly. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, like, we also have the dot matrix printer sound effect happening when Bender gets his mail as well, when he creates matter and creates that card. And like we get a lot of that old tech like coming back.
It's not like maybe if it was like a hand drill or something, like a really old tech, but like it's an ice dispenser seems.
I was looking at that and I was like, I remember there being an ice dispenser on Halley's Comet, and then the drill activates. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's the ice dispenser. I don't know how you could do a gaggy sci-fi drill
ice
sequence.
Drill. Yeah, maybe you could reference Armageddon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but no one wants to reference Armageddon.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe Armageddon wants to reference Armageddon.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Poor Armageddon.
I think there's What was I going to say? I don't know. It's fading. It's fading.
Fading. Fading. Rising. Fading.
We.
I was going to say
Something else you didn't like. Weaknesses.
it's something. It's more of an idea for that moment of what they might. Oh yeah, for a show that prides itself on being at least somewhat accurate scientifically. Halley's Comet can't run out of ice. It's a giant ball of ice. If it's run out of ice, it no longer exists.
It's been drilling in for nearly 1,000 years. You don't know.
But it's not like it's rock on the outside and ice on the inside. It's just ice.
Have you been there?
Not. I wonder if you can find it in Elite Dangerous. No, I haven't been there.
I think, like, again, a modification for that, maybe even doing slightly more Armageddon-esque, is like going down into it and finding... But then it collapses and they get out of it and they fly away and you just watch it like...
They don't have a lot of time, I guess,
exactly.
to do that.
Which, again, they don't dedicate a lot of time to it, which is good. They go, okay, cool, this is not a thing.
We've run out, we needed a different
Yeah,
solution.
and that's great. There was... What else? There was one other thing.
Wow, we're really running out of steam.
I mean, it's a good episode, but like pinpointing exact things in it is a bit tough.
There's a few things I can pinpoint. I wanted to say the bit that introduces the Halley's Comet section with Farnsworth is great. Farnsworth has a ball in this episode, and I'm if you've listened to our previous podcasts, I'm a big Farnsworth fan when he gets to kind of cut
Fansworth.
loose. I'm a Farnsworth.
I feel you there.
So yeah, safe. It's great. It's great. The whole
I've
section.
got a note that just said Farnsworth is weird.
I think even like
What is that?
even with the idea when it's like we should better call up those idiots to get the ice cube, and it's like I'm getting you idiots to get the ice cube, and it's like, well, you heard the good news, get the ice, save the planet. Yada,
You heard
yada.
the good news, everyone.
Yeah.
He uses the whole phrase.
Exactly,
yeah.
but it's just like the idea that he's like, etc., etc. Bye.
Or Farnsworth, when he gets called up on stage to the conference, he goes out of shot. And there's a few seconds where he's climbing up the stage, and they just let Billy West go, ooh, ooh.
Lots of little bits of nice animation, little voices. I remember the thing I was thinking of, because it is tiny and they don't draw attention to it, is when Bender is fighting the robot priest, the robot devil is in the background cheering on. And it's just such this little moment that I'm like, that's cool.
There are lots of good little moments, like Roberto getting a few extra stabs in while everyone stops.
And like, I didn't remember this, but looking at the animation, it's so good that you see like just this wave of robots. You don't just see like 20 and then like a blur. You kind of see like the shading of many, many, many robots on that island. And it's nice. It's a good little bit.
In conclusion, this episode has a lot of fun elements to it. Yeah,
Sci-fi
lots of
elements
moments.
and fun elements to
Yeah.
it, but it's missing...
The heart.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have a lot of that at all.
The heart.
I mean, you mean maybe a bit with Bender
Yeah, but then we
falling in love with a turtle.
Well, it's more Bender falling in love with things that remind him of himself.
Yeah,
So
that's
Bender
true.
falling in love with Bender.
yeah,
basically.
so maybe it's not that heartfelt.
Let's pit Crimes of the Hot against Jurassic Bark.
I thought I knew you were going to do that.
Good.
Almost.
Very onomatopoeic.
This episode's fun.
Yes.
It's really funny. It's really very funny. Jurassic Park is a classic for a reason.
Yes.
And I think it wins because of its... the way it holds the show as a whole together. It's a hallmark episode because it exemplifies so much of what is great about Futurama, what they can reach for to complement the comedy with making you care about the characters. Yeah. And for that, it will be very difficult to top.
I totally agree with that. Even the idea of there's a lot of like story and plot that has been come back to and added to and accentuated even more in Jurassic Park, like building upon like the Fry relationship just in his everyday life, and we see a little bit more of him in the old world, but then we also see the they're hinting even more about the Nibbler event happening, and it's basically that episode is amazing, and it's also a refresher to people to be like, there is something coming. You need to, and
there are stakes.
Exactly.
It's worth getting invested.
It is an amazing episode. It is a classic for a reason. And part of me, just for comedic sake, wants to vote for Crimes of the Heart because
I mean, you can.
I know, but like it wouldn't be genuine. I really
It would just be trolling,
yeah, it'd be like I really like Crimes of the Heart. I think it's a fantastic episode, but I think that Jurassic Park is better.
Yeah.
So Jurassic Park wins, but I will gladly rewatch Crimes of the Heart, and I would gladly argue for it to be better, but it isn't.
Crimes of the Heart is one of those episodes that you can just pop on the TV and just mindlessly watch, or have in the background, or invest in fully. Like, there's a lot of, even just listening to this podcast, we kind of went all over the place with the things that we liked, because there's jokes here, there's characters there's
references. There's,
Good
It's fun.
dialogue and plot as well.
Like, it's fun, and like all my notes were just
Pacing's
very,
good.
very small and simple. Yeah, it's very quick. It's a very quick episode.
Can we find a new rating as well for like when we go back to finding the best episodes? The episodes that you can watch mindlessly in the background or giving full attention to. That like trifecta. Because this is an episode that does all three. You can watch it at any time and still enjoy it.
Oh no, we have to introduce the second trifecta.
This is my trifecta.
Maybe it's just an honourable mentions section.
Honourable mentions list.
But on that point, Jurassic Park though, for me, once again, I mean,
absolutely.
it's just, it has the stakes required.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you're right. It kind of it's that kind of example of what Futurama can be.
I just got a message from Ellen. She said that we should vote for Crimes of the Heart. Weird.
Oh,
And having said that, this is a hilarious episode, and the other one's got heart. There's so is Jurassic Park. It's funny.
Yeah.
Professor Hot.
Yeah.
It's Professor
There's
Fire.
fantastic.
Hot.
Yeah.
It's great. Hilarious.
Jurassic Park has everything that this episode has, and one more thing, it has heart.
Yeah.
So it does have the sci-fi, it does have the humor, it does have the writing, the pacing. Everything is fantastic in that episode, but then it also makes you feel.
And
Whereas this
Jurassic
makes-
Park had Scruffy.
Can I change my vote?
Yeah.
I love Scruffy, but Scruffy gets overused.
Scruffy's incredible. He hasn't been around for a while besides Jurassic Park. So
Thank
Jurassic
Again,
Park,
he's one of those characters you're right, you shouldn't use too much.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park is the winner for this week.
I feel you there.
We've also got a voice,
Yes? The one, the only.
the hedonism bot.
Oh!
Let the games begin. Let the games begin.
I apologize for nothing.
There, nailed it.
Yeah, the only lines of dialogue he has in this, I know so many more like, oh, get the chocolate sauce, John Blue, later. But,
You mentioned Ellen messaging you, just because we have to mention whenever our fans message us. And at the moment, Ellen is a fan.
yay!
Yes, she's not on the show right now.
So a few weeks ago, we did the side mission, and Phil and myself talking about the particular shows that we enjoy.
Yeah,
movies that
how we
enjoy.
approach the
And
show.
following that, I get a message from Ellen that says, also, I've listened to the side mission, and how the fuck have you not seen Cowboy Bebop?
And I totally agree with Ellen.
Yeah,
And she
she's
says
right,
the same
she's
thing
right.
that you said,
Yeah.
because she says, people claim it's a proto-Firefly.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah.
This is the thing, like, after you told me that, as well, like, in, like, person, I messaged Ellen, and I'm like, totally agree with you. And she's like, yep, absolutely. And we're just like,
Just the
Sean.
the soundtrack alone.
So good.
Oh,
So good.
it's a TV classic. You need to watch it.
See you, Space Cowboy.
Bang.
Love
And so yeah, if you would like to berate me for my lack of viewing for Cowboy Bebop, or for anything else you want to talk to us about, please email us at babybeardmedia@gmail.com.
For a little more casual interaction, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Please pop up. We love to hear what you have to say.
And for a full inventory of Sean's DVD cabinet, if you want that, you'll have to give us, I don't know, maybe 5 stars, maybe a thumbs up, or maybe a polluting medal of some form of pollution, so that we too can cough with excitement.
A polluting medal of some sort of pollution.
Yeah, some sort of pollution. We can't. It's copyright. We can't take the Earthican medal away from them.
And yeah, do so on iTunes. So iTunes on your desktop or wherever. That's the easiest way to rate and review, and that's to help
Promote us, please.
Promote us.
What's next week?
Next week we have Teenage Mutant Leela's Hurdles.
Teenage Mutant Leela's Hurdles.
Teenage Mutant Leela's Hurdles.
There's a
Teenage
significant plot
Mutant.
point with Ben
She
that
has
doesn't make
one
any
eye.
sense.
Bye.
Oh, I have been Sean.
I already said bye.
I've been Josh, and I will also be Phil.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm an uncritical, unthinking person.
I am going to go through. Chris, take note. I will go through this entire episode without saying once.